through that play, obviously the touchdown in the first half there. Walk us through what that was. The throw that CJ made obviously was spectacular. So what was that moment like?
I knew I was the read on that play. We've thrown and caught that ball 1,000 times in practice, especially a lot throughout that week. CJ put on the outside shoulder in the perfect place where it had to be, and there was just no one there when I turned up.
What was your thought when Jackson went out? I mean, that was a big blow. It could have been a really big blow. And what were your thought patterns after that?
I mean, we knew in the week we were already down, 2 guys. We didn't know Julian was a go for the game or not. He ended up not playing, so we knew we were down Julian and Bab. So we worked early in the week, just knowing every position, make sure you're locked in. Being able to switch in and out just in case some dude got tired or hurt. And when Jackson went down, we just felt very confident in being able to execute our plays.
Emeka, is there a big difference between returning kicks and returning punts?
Yeah, I think there is a pretty big difference when it comes to returning a punt. You don't really want to rock into the catch as much. You want to really secure it, especially if you're going to fair catch it. There's no need to rock into it. When you're returning a kick, you want to get that momentum so you can hit it full speed, read it out as your blocks develop.
Saturday, there were a couple times it seemed like you were daring them to hit it over your head,
right?
And then playing center field. And
I mean, the first 2 punts were pretty short. I think one of them was 20-something yards. The other one was 33. So we decided to scoop me up. And then the next one was over my head. So there's not much you could do about it. Just trusting the coach again where they're going to put you, and we'll be in a better spot this upcoming Saturday.
I'm sure you had. Go ahead, Steve.
CJ, he definitely got his perspective on that throw he had to do was kind of behind you, and why he put it where it was. What was the conversation on that throw on the sideline when you guys were kind of
Which player are you talking about?
I think they're coming across the left side. Before the field goal, the missed field goal. Before the field goal.
Yeah. We kind of schemed up that play. It didn't work out the way we wanted it to. So we kind of just weren't on the same page there. That's all I can say about that.
When you're in the slot versus when you're outside, because you were kind of everywhere, especially when Jackson got hurt, what are maybe some things you have to be aware of in the slot that don't necessarily apply when you're outside?
Yeah, a big thing for the slot is just getting your depth, speed off the ball, stealing yards, because you don't have that guy in your face like you do in the outside and press man coverage. So that's definitely a big difference. And in the slot you're blocking bigger guys. Sometimes you're messing around in the box with linebackers or safeties traditionally way more than corners. So just playing a little bigger in the slot as opposed to outside.
Nick, I'm sure you had big expectations coming into the year. How did it feel to have your coming out party, especially in such a big game? And how does that change your expectations for the rest of the season for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, I was just really concerned about the team win. We ended up getting it, and that was the best part of my night. Didn't matter if I caught a touchdown. Didn't matter if I had any catches at all. And as far as the rest of the season goes, it's the same thing. We're looking to, get as far as we can this thing, and I think we have a great squad to do so, and we're trying to make a run this year.
Was your phone blowing up after the game, I'm sure, with family, friends, maybe friends and family you haven't heard of from a long time?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. My phone's blown up a little bit, but, I love all the support I get. I couldn't have made it to this point without everyone in my corner, coaches and family and, all of the above. So I'm grateful for everyone.
What does the mentality change at all with, the injury situations with a couple of other guys and knowing that you might be relied on more of a focal point in the offense in some of these games coming up in the next week?
I don't think it changes too much. At the end of the day, football is football. I've played it my whole life, so is everyone else on the roster. So I mean, we're going to go out there Saturday and every Saturday to come, and we're just going to play the game that we love. It doesn't matter if you're the main target on the offense. You're just you're there to do your job, and if you do your job well, it's going to be a good day.
What does Zebra Johnson mean to the receiver room, and how cool was that moment for him on Saturday?
I mean, no one could tell you what X means, not just to the receiver room, to the entire team. He's a leader. People want to be around him. People want to follow him. He just really sets a standard for what a Buckeye is, honestly. And it's great to see him in the game he had. I'm excited for the rest of his season, and I'm just glad to call him my brother.
If Johnson can't play this week, does it change much for you? Just your approach, the way you end up playing?
No, I don't think it changes much. Obviously, we'd love to have Jackson, but at the end of the day, everyone in Buckeye Nation can be extremely confident with who Coach Hart puts on the field, and we're ready to execute everything depending on what we have or not.
That had to be a big help going into this game after what happened in the Rose Bowl with the opt-outs, and that thrust you guys into a perform or else kind of situation. And in Notre Dame, same thing with Jackson going out early.
So what's your question?
What I'm saying is the Rose Bowl prepared you for Jackson going out
Right.
against Notre Dame. That was a big shock, and that going into this game, sort of, but no Garrett and
Right.
no Olave in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, having that experience in the Rose Bowl, me and Marvin and Julian all playing more, getting acclimated to, the throws CJ's going to make and stuff like that, and just getting in rhythm with him was really big, and I think that showed on Saturday.
What makes your skill set so suitable in the slot?
I would say I feel very confident in my abilities at receiver. The slot's asked to do some different things that the outside doesn't do, especially when you get that mismatch on safeties. So, I mean, there's nothing I think I can't do on the field. And, just playing with that confidence in the slot and knowing that you're not going against a guy who traditionally guards man-to-man and stuff like that. Just having that mismatch is big.
You like that? You see the safety?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what are you thinking when you see the safety?
Speed off the ball, get him to open up, flip his hips, mess with the top end of the route, see what I can do, and then make a play on the ball.
Do you remember saying anything to Xavier when it was obvious he was going to have to play more? Any kind of encouragement or any kind of keywords?
I actually do remember. I went over to X on the sideline when I knew that he was going to be going in the slot and bumping me to outside. I went over to him and I said, do what you've always done. You know what I'm saying? He's had a great fall camp, a great spring. I mean, anyone who's been here at practice a lot could see that he's done so well. I can't speak enough about how he's done. I just walked up to him, tapped him on the helmet, and told him to just put on display what he's been working.
What does it mean for him? As you've been in this position, what does it mean for him to have significant time? How much different a player are you the next game? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, from a confidence standpoint, where you're going to play.
Yeah, I mean,
played with special teams forever. So.
Yeah, getting those jitters out was big. I remember, going into Saturday, I knew it was going to be, really my first collegiate start. And I was confident, but I was also nervous at the same time. But the first time those pads hit, kind of all the nerves wash away. So having X get that first touchdown under his belt, his first catch, I mean that's so big for him. And I'm excited to see what he does this week and all the weeks to come.
Did you feel a responsibility going into that game that you hadn't felt before? You're good. You understand what I'm being a starter. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, you're not the guy that's going in and kind of enhancing things. You're one of the dudes from the start.
There's definitely more of a responsibility I felt, but I knew that I had put in the work. I knew that I knew all the plays from every position on the field, every wide receiver position that is, and I knew, if I just went out there and I execute my plays like I do in practice and like I do in the walkthroughs and just, trust my hands like I do on the jugs machine every day with Marvin and X and all them guys, I knew I was going to be all right.
How much were you working in the slot before Saturday when Jackson went out, like in practice and camp and all that?
Coach Hart does a good job of moving us all around. When we take sets in practice, he'll just be like, Mac, you go in the slot, Marvin, you go to the field receiver. We mix and match a lot, so we're very confident in being able to know the plays and execute them at a high level. And that's a lot of credit to Coach Hart because he moves us around, makes sure we're good with everything. And a lot of the stuff that it comes with moving around receiver, it's not just knowing your route, not just knowing your plays, but knowing where to line up, knowing what coverage you're looking for, knowing if you're the read or you're not the read, stuff like that.
I wanted to ask you about someone on defense too. Tanner McAllister, what's he like to go up against in practice every day?
Yeah, T-Mac's a great competitor, and especially when I played in the slot a lot. He does really well on the field. He's a great leader off the field, and I'm really glad that he transferred here.
As far as playing the slot and moving around in practices, are you in the slot as much as you are outside? Like typically, what's like?
It's pretty even, honestly, 50-50 split. You try to get all the plays you can because you don't know what the situation is going to be like on Saturday. Like Jackson went down, I didn't know if I was going to be playing slot, outside, so you just got to be prepared for everything.
So is your level of comfort kind of slot, outside about the same? Like, do you feel any
Yeah, I'd
different?
say so.
I know there are particulars, but
Yeah, I'd say I feel about confident in both.
This might
Two more questions, guys.
deal with it a little bit. Don't give away all the secrets, obviously, but when you're in the slot, when it's man coverage versus zone coverage, what are some of the things you're trying to look for? You're trying to navigate running around in the slot. And man coverage versus zone coverage.
Yeah. I feel like zone, it's all about stealing depth and getting to your spot. It's all about spacing. So, you know, when you're in zone, you really got to be, you know, punctual and like direct with your spots and where you're at on the field. When it's man, it's kind of just like a win mindset, attack leverage, get him to flip his hips, and then whatever route you have, just make your break and expect the ball to go up.
When it's zone, how do you work on that feeling, or is it just something you kind of have naturally?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just speed off the ball, and speed off the ball comes with repetition and confidence. If you're fast off the ball, gets everyone to back up, you get your depth quicker, and that's something it sounds simple, but you don't really learn it until you get to college, frankly. Like in high school, I remember I would just ooze off the ball, kind of just read what was happening, but you got to be able to read on the fly while you're running full speed.
I don't want to put any less importance on the outside receiver, but just because of who your quarterback is, it seems like it's a lot much more important to have that skill in the slot with CJ. Is that like a fair bit of
I would say you have to be skillful everywhere, but CJ makes it a lot easier on us.
Emeka, thank you. Hey, we're going to do audience participation real quick, just so we make sure that we get his last name right. Okay, Emeka?
Egbuka.
No, say Emeka first. Emeka? Egbuka.